The Fantastic Four. Say that again. So we got the new one. We got the really bad one from 2018 that everyone hated. The Fox ones with Jessica Alba that were all fun. Working our way down to the best one, the one that I worked on back in 1993, I think. Let's go.
Herbie, how's that sauce looking? Okay.
Whoever's complaining about Ben Grimm, he looks fantastic. The thing looks awesome. There's so much that's all CG now that the entire city's probably CG, you know? And like when Ben Grimm's running, that's probably all CG behind him. But it all just goes together. You don't even think about it anymore, about how much CG there is in everything. I saw someone complaining that, like, well, they'll get, their CG will get better on Ben Grimm when they come up with the other iterations. And I'm thinking, all right, random internet nerd, what are you complaining about? Is it the ambient occlusion isn't enough? Is it the subsurface light scattering isn't good enough for it? Like, it looks fine. Look great. Looks like he's there. Looks like he's tasting his finger. Looks like he's eating food. You know, go with the story, for crying out loud. Complain when it looks bad. I'm sure there'll probably be parts that look bad. None of that looked bad. Yeah, the voice could be grumblier, but that's fine. Look at that. Oh, that's just perfect. It's got the hat, got the jacket. It's perfect. It's perfect. I hope they make a good movie. That doesn't make me not want to see it. I'll tell you that much. All right, this is horrible. This just looks so bad. This is one of the movies that like I kind of hate watch. Trailer's bad. The whole premise looks bad. It lived up to it. You know, when I think of Fantastic Four, I think of dark and brooding, right? Not happy and fun and, you know, the family thing going on. They were, you know, like they're space explorers. They should be going in a rocket. What's wrong with them going up in a rocket? Why you gotta change that? You don't. That's the answer. You don't gotta change that. Ben Grimm was, you know, it didn't quite look like this, so that kind of makes me not as excited. It's not horrible, but it's nothing I cared about. Doom's mask is stupid. Yeah, this was one of the kind of movies that I had to watch it in bits and pieces because I couldn't sit through the whole thing because it was so offensive. There's nothing fantastic about it. All right, Cosmic Storm coming. Perfect. Doom, handsome fella, looking good. Yep. Michael Chiklis, he's already bald. He already looks like Ben Grimm. There's no real transformation there. I do really enjoy that he's a costume and not a CG guy. And the effects were fine for whatever year this was. It was, you know, Spider-Man was big, X-Men was big. This was, it was a good try, but it didn't quite get it. But yeah, cosmic wave hitting them, that's very 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. The stretchy arms were not great. I love the idea that if your arm is gonna stretch, that like you create more hairs as your arm stretches, so it doesn't look too weird, because it shouldn't. You should have the same number of hairs on your arm. Like, it's a hard thing to make not look goofy, that's for sure. Doom with the mask is good. Doom without the mask, horrific.
Oh my God.
Did not like that. This whole sequence, you know, definitely looked like it was on a stage. Well, that's okay. It was fun. Oh yeah, superhero crunching the front of a car. Boy, that's been done a zillion times, right? I remember the Hancock, we did a train. It was a good try. I don't think it was a success. It wasn't a great movie, but it was a good try. The effects were okay for the time. The choice to do a suit, love it. Love the thing being a suit that someone's wearing. I think that's an excellent choice. I kind of wish they had done for this movie, but CG is at the point, the visual effects are at the point where you can get away with a full CG character and it can be believable. I mean, that's been done hundreds of times, if not thousands of times at this point. So I get it. It'd still be cool if it were a suit with like animatronics to make the face move, or even having a guy in a suit and then you augment it with a little bit of CG to maybe add a little more movement. Like Deadpool. Deadpool's face is always CG. You don't think about that. You just think it's a guy in a suit. Shoot Ryan Reynolds in the suit and then they overlay a CG head where they can animate the expressions. So like they could have done that for the new movie, but looks like they didn't. Look like it's just full on CG, but
You ain't that smart.
all right. So that's it for the Fantastic Four movies. There's no more, right? No, wrong. There's one more. The one that was prevented from being released in 1994. I worked on it starting in 93. The Fantastic Four.
The Fantastic Fantastic Four.
This is horrible. I really wish I had been more brave in going on set and worming my way onto set when this was being shot. So at the time, I was not yet a visual effects artist when they shot this. I was the casting assistant. I believe there's another episode, or there will be another episode where I talk about that. Arm coming out just cracks me up. Practical. There's a lot of practical effects. Their suits, I think, look great. The CG of Johnny Storm at the end, oh man, it's the worst. But they based it on a Superman cartoon. All his animation at the end when he's flying around and he's fighting this laser beam, they literally copied the animation from like a 1940s or so Superman cartoon, which is really, really good. And so they picked a really good thing to copy, but that was funny. This guy, the jeweler, they didn't have the rights to the Mole Man, so they did the jeweler instead.
Doom. It's clobbering time.
It's clobbering time. Look, Doom looks like Doom. Ben Grimm looks like Ben Grimm. That's close enough. He looks a little more horror monster-y to me. I love his giant underpants. I just think that's the funniest thing. You're a giant Rocky guy and you're wearing huge underpants. Yeah, that was never actually supposed to be made. It was not coming to a theater anywhere near anybody. It was only supposed to be worked on so that the owner of the rights could keep the rights from the year 93 to 94. And Roger Corman is such a beast and his team are so beastie that they made an entire movie in the amount of time that most people couldn't even make a TV show. It's not a good movie. It is very bad. By the time I saw it, because I had a VHS copy as soon as it came out, as soon as they were done making it, because I had worked on it and I knew the people that were putting it together, I got a copy as soon as it was done. And I remember watching it. And at that time, I had started working on Power Rangers. So I had spent maybe a few months on Power Rangers already. Watching that movie and being like, holy crud, I've only been doing effects for a couple of months. I could have done better visual effects than what's in this movie. But once again, they're doing it on the sly, and I'm sure people are donating time for free to get things done. So it can only be so good. But man, when I saw electricity in that, and I'm like, I draw better electricity. Like Trent Shumley draws better electricity. Rick Cortez draws better electricity than what's in this movie. That was disappointing that I didn't get to actually help make it a little bit better. But nostalgia-wise, it's off the charts. It's off the charts for just happiness of that it even exists. And the extra tie of the very first thing that I ever worked on when I started my career 30 million years ago. So I would like to thank my special guest, my new best friend, the Fantastic Four script from 1992. Because, even though the movie came out in 94, you got to write it first. This is the actual script that was shot. And I got to actually read across from the actors when they were trying out for parts. So that was loads of fun. Like I said, another episode, another story. But thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for watching the Fantastic Four. And we'll see you next time. Where was the Silver Surfer? Was he even in that? I thought we were going backwards in time through the movies.
4 Fantastic Four movies.
Oh my gosh, 4 series. Well, but now you're doing the Silver Surfer one. Well, now I gotta talk about the other one, right?